Part 1. The Silent Shift Experiment. In 1967, during the height of the Cold War, a covert Soviet research project was launched in Siberia under the codename the Silent Shift Project. The purpose was classified, but internal documents reveal the goal was to study the effects of complete sensory deprivation on the human psyche, with the hope of discovering methods to break down and control enemy minds. 7 volunteers were selected. They weren't ordinary participants, but prisoners facing life sentences. In exchange for 30 days in the chamber, they were promised full pardons and a fresh start. Most of them accepted the deal without hesitation. After all, the alternative was death behind bars. The chamber was a marvel of cruel ingenuity. It was a cylindrical, pitch-black room lined with soundproof materials. No sound from the outside could penetrate, and no sound from the inside could escape. A small, automated hatch would deliver food twice daily, but beyond that, no human contact was permitted. Researchers monitored them through cameras and microphones. They would observe everything, but interact with nothing. The hidden factor was the ultrasonic frequency. Emitted just above the threshold of human hearing, this sound was imperceptible to the conscious mind, but designed to test the subconscious. No one outside the top brass knew what it was meant to accomplish. For the first 2 days, the subjects behaved predictably. They shouted into the darkness, laughed nervously, and banged on the walls, testing the limits of their prison. Eventually, they began talking to themselves or to each other, though the conversations were sporadic and strained. The researchers noted an emerging sense of paranoia. Small disputes flared up as the participants began to doubt whether anyone else was truly in the room. By day 5, things began to change. One by one, they stopped talking altogether. Their movements became minimal. Food deliveries went untouched. The only sounds the microphones picked up were their breaths, slow, synchronized, and unnervingly uniform. The staff chalked it up to exhaustion, a natural response to their environment. But no one could explain why every subject had chosen to stop eating. On the 7th night, faint whispers began to register on the microphones. The researchers initially dismissed them as technical interference, but when the audio was played back, the whispers were unmistakable. They were voices, dozens of them, too many to belong to just 7 people. Worse, they weren't speaking Russian. The language was unidentifiable,